Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This time we're gonna be looking at a certain loop. This will be a series probably where I just look at map specific loops and I'll tell you the best way to loop around them. They're usually very strong. Some of them are meme loops that are still pretty decent. So today we're gonna start with Dead Dog Saloon, and obviously if you've been in the DBD scene for a long time, you know how incredibly strong this loop is. If you've watched DBD League like me today, the casters pretty much always say how incredibly strong this loop is, and you know, I'll have to agree with them, cause if you look at the loop, it is pretty massive and pretty strong. In certain conditions, it could even be considered an infinite, and we're gonna be talking about that today. So, what are the things you need to watch out for? First of all is this window here. I should use my flashlight. And this window here, or this vault rather. The main point or the main goal here is to connect these two windows and loop around the entire building every single time. So let's say the killer chases me, I just run down here and then I just do a little quick vault, go over here all the way around, go up here. I'll tell you the tips and tricks later. Vault over here, go back down, and then rinse and repeat. Very simple, right? Because it is super simple, but it is still considered one of the strongest loops. Why is that? The main reason is, first of all, there's a massive wall here. So if the killer cannot get line of sight of you, or is too far away from you, which might actually happen depending on which killer you're up against, they will never start chase. What does that mean? First of all, they won't get bloodlust, so they will never get that innate speed burst, I guess, from the game, from the system to catch up to you. Second of all, because you're not in chase, you can vault this window and this window as often as you want. There's really no limit, because if you're in a chase, usually there's a limit of 3 fast vaults or vaults, and after that the window cancels itself. This won't be the case here, which makes this even stronger. Second of all, these two doors here, one, this and this, if the killer doesn't break them, just get safer, I guess. Like, you will really not struggle, I guess. So we'll just start with the first vault here. This is the most important vault, and probably one of the few vaults that mess a lot of newer players up. Why is that? Well, usually you're used to just running at a vault like this. I just got a fast vault very easily. But as you can see, there's an angle here. There's no way for me to walk right to the vault straight. Doesn't work. So what you have to do is not something like this. That's a medium vault. What you have to do is pretty much just run straight from this angle. And usually that should work. Voila. The reason why that works is DBD's code, I guess, is a little iffy. So as you can see, when I walk here, a little closer. See, I'm not even at the vault and it tells me to press space to vault. And when I press it, you see my character walk over there and vault. So you can connect this pretty nicely at just walking at it and then jumping like that. Sometimes, it really depends, sometimes if you're going too much to the right, you will slide and then get a medium vault, which you don't want. So pretty much just remember to walk right at the little vault, like this. And then you'll get a quick vault. A medium vault won't be a game breaker, I guess, but it will slow you down considerably. Just keep that in mind. You will lose all your momentum, you land here, and then you'll have to walk all the way here. The second part is here, the stairs. The main thing with these stairs is if you go to the second step, I guess, you can just walk up there. So you don't have to go all the way here, make a huge curve around here just to walk up the stairs. You can walk at it directly like this and then walk up. The third thing is here. Don't hug this too tight because of this little tile here, I guess. you might get stuck and you lose all of your momentum, which you don't want. And once again, here, you don't need a fast vault here. Usually, never. Except if you're, I don't know, getting chased by a nemesis, for example. He tries to whip you, you dodge it, and then obviously you can go for a fast vault. But usually, medium vault should be fine. Just run at it like this. Medium vault, voila, you're good. Then you just rinse and repeat. Let's say the killer broke this down. The loop will be a little bit weaker. Not by a lot, but a little bit. And you see, hey, oh man, he's right behind me. There's no way I make it. Then you just go over here. The killer will go down, possibly break that, or go all the way around, maybe there. So you can just keep yourself on this side and just check where the killer could be. You go all the way here, you can stand here and look at the killer's position and pinpoint where they are right now to, I guess, go for your next move. And if they rotate all the way here, you just go from this side and you can start the loop back again. And if they come from here, you can just do the same. You go from there. You'll be at an angle here, but you don't need to go for the vault in this scenario, because there's no way you'll get a fast vault from here. Just no way. I can tell you that right now. Don't even try. So you'll just go down here, hug this as tight as possible and go there. In some cases where you're like against the blight, they can just, you know, there's a free line here. They can just bounce and then attack you. That's gonna be an issue. So you have to be more respectful about the blight and use this window a little bit more, because the blight can't get an easy hit on you with his bounces. But here it's pretty much just a straight line. Depending on which, you know, if you didn't do good enough, I guess, you can go to this one pallet here. This always spawns, and it is a pretty decent filler pallet. It's wide enough on that side there. This is a little smaller, but still good enough. So you can just play around this. Obviously, if you drop it from here, you'll be kind of stuck in this dead zone. And if worse comes to worse, and you know, hey, there's no way I make it out, go into this corner, into comp corner. They won't, like what you do with the first wall, you waste a lot of time, a lot of the killer's time. They need to drag you back all the way to a hook. And if the basement isn't here, obviously they still have this hook, but I just say the hook wouldn't be there, or someone sabotages it. Even if it's there and you'll get hooked normally, you waste so much time. And at that time, your teammates can do their gens. How do you even start or go into this loop? Let's go all the way here. Let's say you're working on this gen right here. The main gen. One of the most important gens in the game. Now, obviously, a Death Slinger, for example, can just shoot you from there. You'll have to watch out for it. I can't tell you much about that. But you know, hey, oh, the killer is coming up here. I'll have to watch out now. This is a nice check spot here. Oh, I have no idea what that was. This is a nice check spot here. You can pretty much tell from all sides where the killer could be. Is the killer gonna come from there, maybe from here, maybe from... You have so much space. What I usually do is jump down here, which is very unsafe. I don't recommend that, but I just love doing it because it just gets me into the you know, loop very fast. What you should do usually is when, let's say, the killer comes all the way up here, wants to kick the gen, you just walk around here. And then you just vault this window here. The issue is, if the killer broke this little pallet here, or this little breakable wall, I mean, they'll have an easier time just getting into this loop. But that doesn't matter, because obviously you can use the door as well, so you can just walk through, hug this as tight as possible, go down, go down, go down, go here, vault. And you're, you know, back into the loop, and they'll struggle once again. Let's say the killer comes from the other side, which is this side. They, instead of going from that side, they'll rotate here and go from this side. You're on this gen. What do? You chill here. You have a nice spot. You can see there. You can see there. This is obviously a very short, what do you call it? A little short corner where they can just pop out of nowhere. But usually you should be able to pinpoint where they are with the heartbeat, with their position down there when they walk up. So what you do when they come all the way here, you just go down here, You could go down here, but there could be a moment where they can just walk all the way here, jump down, and then hit you. Or they break this wall, which gives them an even easier access to the main hall here, to the main saloon. So what you could do as well is just walk all the way over here. You don't need to fast forward this. Most of the time you're not even in chase, and it doesn't really matter. By the time they catch you, you'll be already in the back of the building. But the way to fast forward is to hug this as tight as possible, turn around, run obviously, and then do a little... See, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it doesn't work. That's why I say it's usually a waste of time, because this is, in my opinion, one of the hardest spots to do a fast vault. And the way fast vaults work in this game, by the way, just a little quick info dump, is there needs to be a certain amount of distance, and you need to have a certain amount of momentum to get a fast vault. This is just, you're able to just barely get a fast vault, as you saw on the first example. But it's so incredibly tight. You need to be pinpoint perfect, and if you don't, and if you're not, you're just gonna struggle. Once again, if you're looping, you should always remember that hug the walls tight. Not here, obviously, don't hug it too tight and go into this room, you'll just be cooked. You'll just hug it tight, vault. You can't hug this tight, you'll just walk into spot, so obviously you have to think about where you hug tight. Go into the second stair, hug this tight. Not too tight, press a little. I just walked right a little bit just to not get stuck there. Go up here, no need for a fast vault, go down there, hug this tight, go back here, and rinse and repeat. If the killer never starts to chase with you, you're just good to go. You will not struggle. Another thing is, when this is open, this little breakable wall here, you can just... I just messed it up right now. And what does it do? Nothing really. I mean, it does a little bit of something, which is slow down the staggering you'll get after jumping from a height. If you jump from here all the way down, you'd be staggered for much longer. And if you jump down here and then here, you'll just be staggered way less. You give the killer less time of a hit. Another thing which you can do, which is just a meme thing, I guess. There isn't really anything good about this, is you can run and jump on here. What does it do? Absolutely nothing. It really doesn't. It doesn't do anything. But it's fun, and sometimes you can really just play with the killer. They'll think, oh, he's gonna jump like here or somewhere there or whatever, he's gonna run there, and you're up there, you can just run around, jump down here while the killer is still behind the little bar, I guess. Yeah, and you can play around this once again. This part is just bad. There really isn't anything here. Sometimes there could be a filler palette here, which is not bad, but once again, that's usually not recommended. You have this very strong palette here, which you can drop. But once again, this loop here is the strongest thing about the main building. Now I'll just call my friend over real quick. She's playing Spirit right now, and this might be a good example, because Spirit has a passive phasing where she kind of disappears for a moment, and it can really throw you off. But at the same time, you can see like, oh, you know, how a 110% movement speed killer works in this. So I'll just ask her to, let's say, stand here, and then I'll go here. Let's say I'm working on this gen right now, so I'll just call her over and I'll go all the way here. Now I don't know which path she's gonna take. I'm looking through the windows to see where she's going. Okay, I see she's still following me. I check behind me. Okay, I don't see her anymore, so there's no need to rush. Maybe she stood still there because she didn't know where to go, but she could come from... We just heard her, so she's going a little crazy right now. She broke a wall, a breakable wall. So what she did is she went down. She kind of predicted where I'm gonna go. So now I can expect her to come back here, but I'll just look behind me, check where she is. With slow vault, which is not recommended usually. and she's gonna go from that hole she created. And she's allowed to use her ability, that's totally fine by me. So now I'm kind of lost. Okay, I see she's there. So I'll just go back here. Usually you could have just gone down, but I realized there's literally no time. I'll go through here. And then I'll kind of repeat here. Oh, I mean, she opened this, so this just gives me a faster way to... You saw what I did there? I messed up. I went too hard of an angle. So I need to play around this tile here, which is very bad. So I'll try to fake it. I'll try to fake it again. It worked. I'll just go up there, because this tile is very bad, very unsafe. I'll try to do a mid vault, go back down here. I'll just continue running. Now I went straight at the vault and not in an angle. So I'll check. Okay, she's still following me. And this is pretty much what you do all the time. Look, I'm not even in chase. So she can't get bloodlust. The windows can't get blocked. Now I didn't check behind me because I'm yapping a lot. But the thing with this is you're pretty much safe. So she can't get bloodlust. You saw how much... How long the chase was. Obviously she didn't use her abilities and vice versa. There's like a lot of things. I didn't use my flashlight, I don't have any perks, but you see how this kind of works. There's a massive wall and you try to avoid line of sight, because if the killer sees you, you're running, you enter chase, they'll get bloodlust, the windows can get blocked. But it's very easy to not get into chase with this build. Don't forget though, once again, look how she opened this one door up. I didn't expect that, but killers do that, so you have to watch out for that, because this is another thing she added into the loop, which I didn't know about, and I tried playing around it. And that's how looping usually works. You have one thing that you should loop around, but you have to do, or you have to think about the rest. You know, there are going to be a lot of factors that will affect the way you loop, which you can't really predict. If she used her ability, she probably could have hit me there. Once again, if you're against a Blight or Nurse, this is obviously going to be way harder. Ranged characters can hit you here as well on this very long half here. The loop itself is very strong, and if you're in the main building, they're just going to struggle very, very hard. Yeah, that was pretty much it. This is just one of the best loops in the game, period. I'll just say that right now. It is incredibly strong, and if you play it well, you can have 5 gen chases in this building alone. Yes, straight up. Obviously if you're not against a nurse or whatever. So anyways, I hope this guide helped you guys. If there's anything y'all want to know, I'll be very happy to answer in the comments or in the next video or whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I'd appreciate a like, subscription, feedback. Just would love to have a little convo with you guys, and I hope you guys learned how to properly loop around this building now. Anyways, that was it. I'm checking out now, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye guys.